Hi, Michelle. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, and oracle card advisor, and paranormal investigator. How are you today? So, we're going to talk to Rick today. And I just always like to say this is not an exact science. They tell us what we need to hear, not always what we want to hear. So, I see, hear, feel, sense, known, and they talk to me, but they also show me pictures. I call it my spiritual charades, and I have to describe the picture to you. It's just the way we communicate. It's how they can talk. It's not always in words. So I stink at getting the names exact. So if he would just say, let's say he says the name John, it'll at least be a male with a J or a J-O name. You might have to think outside the box, so don't throw the whole reading out, if there's, if the name's wrong. And if there's things that you don't understand at this point, write it down. You'll either remember it later, it'll happen later, or somebody in your family or friends will validate it later and go, "Oh, I know what he's talking about." So just keep those in mind. Um, they never waste a message. There's always a reason for what they show or say. So let's see what he's got to say today. Okay, so he's showing his like the inside of his head looks like a whole bunch of wires, and they're all just crisscrossing and running everywhere, and they don't go anywhere, and they're all kind of scrambled up, which what he's trying to say is he had a lot of things going on in his head, a lot of things that didn't make sense. He says they make sense now, but he he couldn't quite get the wires to hook where they needed to hook. He he just couldn't quite get things to fit right for him. And the harder he tried, the worse it got. And he couldn't make sense of any of it. He couldn't understand why things happen the way they happen. Uh-oh. I don't know if you can hear it on here, but it's our Wednesday, first of the month, tornado sirens going off. If anything happens while I'm doing a reading, it is something, should I say, for you. So if you hear a loud siren like that, not necessarily a tornado. Oh, he's saying tornado too. So he's showing me the little sign. It looks like a little bitty tornado. It looks like a little funnel cloud. So if you hear a noise like this, or you see a little funnel cloud, or you hear the word tornado, like, I don't even know where you live. I live in Kansas, so tornadoes are like an everyday thing for us in the summer. But it'll be a sign from him. He You might see it on a billboard. You might see a movie. You might see it in a movie. You might see it on a bumper sticker. You might see it whenever anything like this happens in a reading. It is something from them. Oh, good grief! I'm muttering today. Sorry about that. My energy's like crazy out there today. It's even causing me to talk silly than usual. But he keeps showing me the little funnel cloud. He said he kind of felt like that too, like he was whirling around, whirling around, whirling around. He he said he couldn't get his feelings to land where he wanted them to land. I don't know if we're even making any sense. I know what he's trying to say. I'm not sure I'm getting it out right. He said he felt alone. even though he knew he wasn't alone. He said he felt safe around you. He felt safe in the environment. And I hear this a lot. If I knew then what I know now, things would have been different. He says he gave up. Just he just gave up. Was tired. He's saying something about he saw the light. He saw the light, and I think he means the actual light. Let me see where which light. He's he saw the light at the end of the tunnel. He saw the light. He saw it before he left, though. Not while he was leaving, he saw it before he left. Tell her what? Okay, he wants me to tell you that we all come here knowing before we get here that we are going to leave at a certain time. There's an exit point. He says he left before his exit point. Like, we can come in and know that our exit point is going to be the day after we were born. Or we come in knowing that our exit point is when we're 99 years old. There's a little leeway in the exit point. Different things happening could be happening for somebody else's learning, so our exit point might shift a little bit, but we basically have an exit point. We can choose to leave before our exit point. That's our free will choice. He says whatever he was learning here, he's going to have to come back again and relearn until he gets it correct. He said a lot of what he was supposed to be learning here was self-love. He couldn't quite see why he should love himself. He didn't see his own good qualities. And he goes like this and he says, that's all on me. It's all on me. But I'm going to get it right next time. He says he did not put the pink bees in the apartment, but he has put, he's going, one feather and one coin, and he's showing the kitchen area. So if you he's saying because it's the universal sign and everybody knows red birds, feathers, butterflies, coins. So he said he used those. I always ask him for, let's have something a little unique, like the funnel cloud. It's unique, something for just you. Where he's going with that. I lost my train of thought. He said his dad was there to greet him. Oh, maybe it's not dad. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Not sure it's dad. He's saying no. He's got, okay, now my ears get starting to ring really high pitched. When that happens, that's their energy. So if you, I have tinnitus, so both of my ears ring all the time. But if you get a real high pitched ringing in one ear, that's, to me, it's usually a higher energy, though. It's more like an archangel or something like that. But he got real close, and my ear had a high pitched ring, but it wasn't screeching, it wasn't extremely loud. So when you get a high pitched ringing in one ear, he's close. So acknowledge him. Tell him he's there. I love you. And, bring me more. Show me more that you're around. I don't know why he did that. I was waiting to see if he was going to explain if there was a reason or he just wanted you to know that. Okay, one of the boys, you'll see him itching all the time. Like he feels like there's something crawling. He may not do it that much, but every so often you'll see him just like. So one of the boys he's tickling, and I can't tell you for sure how you or him or he will feel the energy, because everybody feels energy different. But the way he's showing it, see, now I'm itching back here. It's kind of like a bug crawling, or like a fly landing on you, or a hair, that's there, and you want to brush it off, but it's still there. There's nothing there. So that's his energy. He's tickling. He's tickling. He's tickling. So there's one of them that's getting that. One of them has heard him whispering to them. I don't believe that they have understood the words, but a lot of times it'll sound like pss, 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 or it might be a humming in one ear, or it might just sound like somebody muttering, and they'll think they're losing their marbles, and they probably won't want to tell anybody because they're afraid somebody will think they're crazy. But he is muttering in one of them's ear. I don't know if it's the same one that had the tickling. Okay, he's showing something about pushing a shopping cart. Pushing a shopping cart. It's going through a store, pushing a shopping cart. I'm not sure if he's pushing it or somebody else is pushing it. I'm trying to see why he's showing this, because there's always a reason. Okay, there's a little kid sitting in the shopping cart, not in the seat, sitting in the basket, in the big part. The little kid appears to be dressed fairly nice and has a striped shirt on, kind of the big wide stripes. Dark hair, straight dark hair. I don't know where he's going with this. I honestly don't. He's not explaining why we're seeing this. So if this has happened to you recently, he's letting you know that he was there and saw it. If it's something you guys did together and you had a small child in the shopping cart, it's a memory. He's not explaining which way he's going with this. Or it's possible you're going to walk through the store and you're going to see this young boy dressed in nice kind of church looking clothes, and And that'll be his way of saying, I'm here. So I'm not sure which way he's going with this. He's not explaining, and I can't make him. Okay. Now he's still got the shopping cart, but he's going to have to change if you're not going to explain. I don't know. He says, that he loves you in the purest sense of the word, not particularly sexual, but the purest form of love that there is. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say this. Love above and beyond, love down here below, love to the moon and back. But it's not even even a love like the opposite sex type of love. It's pure love. Now he's switching. He loves somebody's car too. Did somebody just get a new car? Is there somebody that washes their car all the time that really likes their car? That he absolutely loves this car. Leave it to a man. So he's acknowledging somebody's car that somebody really, really has a lot of feelings for. He shows himself walking through your house. He like comes out of the hallway, comes into the living room, standing there. He's looking around, observing. He's making sure that there's none of that scrambled up energy left there of his. Not that type of energy. He's changing the confused energy into pure, loving, light energy. It's like, how do I explain this? Like if you walk into a room and you can feel that somebody's been fighting, you don't know it, but you can feel it. You can feel the tension in the air. Houses can retain that type of energy. So he's making sure that his confused energy doesn't linger. And he wants to make sure it's the pure love, good, light, bright energy and not heavy. He's pointing at a clock on the wall. So watch that clock. It will either stop, go, tilt. He's not saying for sure what it is, but he's pointing at this clock on the wall. So something will be different. If it makes a noise, maybe it'll make it and it'll stop and it'll make it again and it'll stop. It's something to do with the clock on the wall, and he's in the living room. And maybe the clock may not absolutely have to be on the wall. Sometimes they show the exact thing. And sometimes it's just a reference to a clock in the living room. He's drawing me to the TV. He's not saying why. He's drawing me to the TV, though. He's not explaining very clear some of this stuff. So, same thing as the clock, though. Watch, the TV's going to do something. Going to be something with the TV, whether it comes off and on. If it does come on by itself, pay attention to immediately what's being said or what the picture is on there. And if he has it come on by itself, there'll be a meaning to the first thing that you see or hear on there. It'll relate to him in some way, or it'll be a message for you in some way. He says sometimes next to you. Which side? Right side. Sometimes next to you, just on one side and maybe not all the way up and down, you feel a change in temperature. So if you're feeling hot, you could feel coolness just over here, or if you're cool, you can feel warmth just over here. And that will be him standing there. And you know how you feel somebody staring at you from across the room? You turn around, you go, because you know you felt it'll you'll you'll just feel this change of temperature, but it won't be your whole body. It won't be the whole room. He's singing a song. He's singing a song. Oh, dang it. I'd have to stop and Google it. It's an old song. I'll be seeing you, and I can't hear all the words. I'll be seeing you when the something something something. I'm gonna say it's a song like back in the 50s or 60s. Like maybe from an old war movie or something. I don't, be like, I don't remember who sang it, Bing Crosby or back in that day. I don't know how old you are. They always make my head itch. So if you can figure out which song that is, I'll try to edit on here, but play it on YouTube or Google the lyrics to it because there'll be a message in there for you. They do that a lot. He said he doesn't want you to hold any bad feelings for him. He just felt like it was time to leave. He doesn't want it to cause you pain or heartache. Now he's going like this. I can't do it. Oh, good grief. I'm not coordinated enough to make the heart. That's supposed to be a heart. Sorry. He's doing this and it's all red in there. He says you're going to find little hearts too. So watch. What he's actually showing me is like finding a little heart-shaped red piece of paper on the floor. It looks like a little crepe paper or something. May not be that exact type of paper, but you're going to find this. You were in the kitchen once and you thought you heard him. You thought you heard his voice. You did. He said he's at peace. He's very much at peace. He feels love. He feels peace. He feels whole. He's not alone. He's showing me he's showing me a bunch of silhouettes behind him, which when they do that, it means whoever's with him, it's not really significant. They just feel like it's significant to show that there is a lot around him, but the exact who it is doesn't matter for this particular reading. He's talking about a carriage. He's not saying if it's a baby carriage, a dog carriage, or a horse and carriage. He's not doing a good job of explaining himself, but he mentions a carriage. And he's moving in behind me. I can feel him really, really strong behind me, but he's not saying anything. See, it's harder to read to get the exact one that people ask for, but I feel like that's what I'm meant to do instead of just whoever strolls in to talk to you. So if they don't want to be talkative, they don't have to, but you're going to feel that behind you too. Only over here it was like coolness or warmth depending on the situation. Back here it feels like a bubble bumping up. It'll feel like a bubble kind of bumping up against you. You'll feel the change in the pressure back there. So evidently that's what he's wanting you to know. So you'll know when he's that close. He said he doesn't want to scare you. And he goes, hi. He's still standing back here. He said he's on a mission. He's on a mission. He's going to clean up the mess that he made when he was here. He's going to clean that up. He's on a mission to do that. He's going to make things right. He's going to bring the appropriate people in to clean it up. And then he stopped. He's not giving details. Okay, I wasn't watching my light, but if you watch this light back here, It was blinking up to the middle. The closer they get to that, the higher it blinks. If there's, I think there's 5 lights on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 lights on it, and it was going up to the third one. So that means there's energy there. It's what we use to go into some of the haunted houses. So that was when he was standing behind me. So he said he just doesn't have a lot to say. He said he just wants you to know that he's good. He doesn't want you holding any guilt. He wants you to know that he's watching the boys. He's not showing if the boys are interacting with him. Like usually they'll show me, okay, they're talking to the boys, and the boys will turn around and talk back. So I know they're interacting. He's not showing that. So I don't know if they are or not. Okay, he's all right. See, he's blinking the light again. Okay, he said he's leaving. You're going to hear him whisper. So any of those signs or symbols or the whispering or the coolness and heat, whatever it is, acknowledge him. Let him know that you feel it, and then you know that it's him. And then he will feel free to do more or show you more or talk more. He says, once again, I have the purest love for you. And with that, he's leaving. Okay. Much love to you, my dear. I hope he answered at least a few of your questions. He's being a little stubborn. I can't change that. But keep those things in mind. I thought he was going to say something else, but I don't hear him. Okay. Much love to you. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, and paranormal investigator. Thank you for trusting me with your loved one. See you later.